Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Yin Yoga. For those of you that don't know me too well or that haven't met me before, my name is Bree Naomee and I'll be guiding you through a Yin Yoga practice tonight. It will be 1 hour. And there are many different ways to practice yoga. This is a very deep, slow, healing, meditative practice. And there are many different styles, teachers, and teachings. So your biggest teacher is your own body and your breath. So with these poses, there's no one right way to do the posture. It's more about feeling into the shape and into your body. So I'll be guiding us through and giving you the target area, so what we're trying to achieve in each pose. Hi, Lauren. And it's up to you to sort of shuffle around in your body to find it. Yeah, so we're going to go through some different variations together. And you just change the pose to suit your body. Yeah, so it's about kind of moving around and feeling it in your own body to get that perfect sweet spot. And I'll be guiding through, I'll be doing some of the practice, but I might move out early. I have a habit of not practicing at all when I teach, so this is new to me, trying to practice and teach at the same time. So I might come out of the pose a little bit early just so I can talk directly to the camera. So if you can stay in the pose until I guide you out, that's great. So don't just try and move the way I'm moving, because I might move a little bit earlier. So if you can stay in the pose, that's great. So we're going to stay in these poses for 3 to 5 minutes today. Hey Kylie, welcome! And so the first pose, ladies, is going to be a wide-kneed child's pose, just to get a little bit grounded in the practice tonight. So we're taking the knees nice and wide on the mat, and then you're just going to walk your hands out on the mat. I'm just going to wave goodbye to these people on the screen. All right. So we're just walking and lowering the upper body down and letting the hands just slide down onto the mat. And then slowly just resting your head down onto the mat or the ground beneath you. And just shuffle around with your knees. Maybe you take them a little bit wider. So you're trying to sink the hips back to the heels. Or maybe you want to bring the knees in a little more close together. So just resting down, so grounding down completely onto the earth. And just finding your breath here. Again, so your biggest teacher in the practice of Yin Yoga is your body and your breath. So finding just that gentle wave in and out through your nose. Your natural harmonious breath. And just feeling the sensation of your breath as it moves through all parts of the body. And maybe you want to direct the breath into wherever you're feeling the most amount of tension right now. So here you may find inner thighs, adductor muscles, or around the hip joint that we're stretching into. And it's a nice elongation of the spine as well. And tonight's practice is going to be focused on a Buddhist concept, which is called Bodhichitta. So I had a day off yesterday, day off all technology, as I was getting a little too consumed. Thankfully not watching any news or anything or getting involved in the drama of what's going on out there, but it's been great connecting with people and even people that we may not have connected with much before, or it's been a while. Everyone's on the phone and the computers now. So it's important to take that space and actually disconnect. So I did that yesterday. I turned my phone off, no computer, and I did some study into Bodhichitta, which is what I wanted to talk about in the class today. And so Chitta means mind and also heart. And the word Bodhi means awake, enlightened, or completely open. Let's take another few deep breaths here. And to come out of this pose, you might want to slide onto your belly here. Take a little moment in stillness. So just come down onto your belly, slowly moving and taking both palms and just resting a cheek down or your head down onto your palms. And just allow the sensation to flow freely through the body. Maybe a big sigh out through the mouth. Let's gently place the palms underneath the shoulders and press up into all fours, hands and knees. Taking some organic movements here before we come into a nice juicy stretch for the hip flexors, the quads, and the hip joint around. So one of the most active poses in Yin, it's called dragon pose. So if you have sensitivities on your knee, so you might want to double your mat up or put some comfort underneath your knee for this one. And we'll take the left leg forward first. So step it between your two palms. And then just place both palms on the inside and walk your left foot out to the side. Yeah, so you're in a lunge position. For this one, you can just take both of your palms and have them in the center. Or if you like, you can come down to your elbows for a low flying dragon. Okay, and we want to try and sink the hips down rather than holding up here. So try to sink down, take the back leg back, finding that sweet spot for you. So you might feel it a little more on the outer edge of your hip joint or down that hip flexor here. Finding a place again where you can just be still. So Yin Yoga is finding the stillness in each of these poses, even though this one is quite challenging to stay with it. So do your best. If you need to move, please listen to your body. We'll be here for about just 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes in total. Use your breath to support you here. And so Bodhicitta is in part also compassion. So our ability to feel the pain that we share with others. So we're all in this together. We're all feeling it. Feeling the intensity of what's going on. You might want to take a bit more of an ujjayi breath here. Bring in the belly, the breath into the belly, into the chest, into the collarbones. Or the breath of fire, we might call it. That's why this pose is called dragon pose. But try your best to relax into it. If you need to change the position of your arms, if your arms are getting a little sore, you could come up and down or just move the arms a little bit or change the position, but try not to move the hips. You've got 1 more minute to go here. You can do it. Maybe breathing a little deeper, directing your breath into the sensation. Relax the hips, the shoulders, the arms. Let's take about 5 more breaths. Take a breath out through the mouth, let it go, let it shift. It's really helpful when we take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out. You feel that edge just soften in your body. Take a couple more like that. Good, 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now from this position, there's not really an elegant way to get out of it, but just coming down, tilting your hips back, taking that left leg back, and just come down onto your belly again. Try not to shuffle around too much. Find yourself in almost a little mini Shavasana here. Just relax the body for a moment. And if you feel like a little movement, rock the hips or bend the knees, sway the legs from side to side. Jiggle it out, whatever you need to do. And we're moving into a Sphinx pose here before coming to the other side. So this one is for the lower back and the spine. So just bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, palms facing down. And it's okay to kind of dump your weight in the shoulder here. It's not active, we're not holding ourselves here. And watch out for your muscles through your glutes. They want to be nice and soft. So just relax through your back body as well. Hey Christy, welcome. So completely relax through the back side of the body, either just sinking into the shoulder joint. You can let your head hang down, you can look up or forward. Or for those of you that want to do a little bit of work through the neck and the shoulders, you might want to take just some movement here. You can stretch from one side to the other, just be really gentle, or take some circles with the neck. And if you find a really tight spot, just kind of stay there for a moment and see if you can just be with it, breathe with it. Try to find a little softness. Where could you let go a little bit more? Or just find stillness, whatever works for you. Relax into the pose. So when we study and practice into this concept from the philosophy of Buddhism, Bodhichitta, we start to understand that as human beings we are continually shielding ourselves from pain because it scares us. And we build barriers and walls made from a deep fear of getting hurt. And some of these walls may be constructed from early belief systems or opinions, prejudices, and hardened material thought. And inside these walls are all kind of emotions. Emotions that can limit us from being awakened, which is the ultimate goal of Bodhicitta, the awakened mind. And some of those emotions may be living in fear, anger, jealousy, envy, pride, judgment, arrogance, indifference, craving, and so the practice of Bodhicitta is to start to recognize and bring awareness to those emotions that do not serve us. Let's take just our last few breaths here. If you want to come up a little bit higher, you can press through your palms and come a little higher to squeeze into the back a little bit more, as long as you're not activating through your legs. Or you can even place your palms right underneath your shoulders and kind of hang in here. So just last few breaths here. And then slowly melting down to the earth, down onto your belly again. Either opposite ear to the mat or forehead on top of the palms. Take a little movement again, and let's move back up into all fours. Tabletop position, press through the palms, and just take again a little roll through the hips here or the shoulders. Those of you that want to work in the shoulders, just getting that, again, that organic movement or moving into some different angles is the way that we relieve tension, stuckness. Let's prepare for our dragon pose on the right side, on the right leg. So come back to center, find some stillness, and then bring your right foot forward in between your palms, lunge position. And then just walking that foot out to the side so both palms can be in the middle here. And again, just find the position that you did on the other side. Whether you stay upright or you come down into this low flying dragon. And your foot doesn't have to be grounded, you can be up on the side, so winging out a little bit more. So finding that spot, and again, it's trying to sink the hips down, and remember that back knee if you need some support to get that. So instead of holding yourself up here, we want to sink the hips down. Hi Michelle. If you're just joining in, you might want to sit this pose out because we've already done the other side and we don't want you walking away all wonky. So we're trying our best here to find some stillness in this dragon pose. So again, your breath, breathe into the belly. Close the eyes, try to find a little stillness, peace within the intensity. And sometimes we can feel these different emotions we're speaking with about this concept of Bodhicitta. Those darker emotions like frustration, anger, we might feel those right here, especially in a pose like this. So without judging yourself of anything that might be coming up for you, it's more about, again, just that lightness and awareness that this too shall pass. good news is if we experience those darker emotions on a daily basis, that we can change our environment. We can make choices to find different tools to rebuild the walls. So if we've created those barriers and those walls for protection, and so the good thing is Bodhicitta teaches us with patience and practice we can source the right tools and start to chip away at the hardened material and expose the light and the softness that's beyond the wall, that's inside, that rests within. Remember, you can change the position of your arm if you need to. If you want to come down onto your elbows, if that's available for you. Or just kind of move around a little bit, just trying not to move the hips. We have about 1 minute or so here. You can do it. Take 5 of those deeper breaths. Choose to take them nice and smoothly in and out through the nose, or take those big exhales to let go. Open the mouth side out. Soften the muscles of the face. Relax the shoulders. Take 2 more. And last, deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. All right, gently tilt the hips back. Be careful of your knee, any injuries especially. Come down onto the belly, rest, don't move. See if you can challenge yourself to just be with it for a moment. Lay your head down. Just watching the time here. Just breathe it out. If you feel the need, take a little shake through your hips, or again, bend into the knees, sway from side to side. Oh, I can feel that one. All right, let's press up into all fours again. This time, take it through a couple of cat-cows, so ground down through your palms. Fingers spread nice and wide. Take an inhale, drop the belly down, gaze up, open through the throat, gaze up. Exhale, press the palms down, press the earth away. Arch like a cat, open through the vertebrae. Inhale, drop it down. Let's take 2 more of those, as slow as you can, close your eyes. Exhale, feel your body. Your spine. 1 more. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Good. Sit on down now. Take your legs, stretch them forward. We're going to come into a hamstring stretch here. So I'll show you what it looks like from the front and from the side here. So we're going to elongate the left leg, so keep that straight, and cross the right leg over the left. So we want to get the knees stacked here, and your right foot is sitting on the side, yeah? So try your best to stack the knees here and just lift your glutes up, any extra bits behind. We want to try and tilt forward a little bit here. And if you're like me and I have some restrictions with the side of the muscles, the side of my leg, as soon as I drop my head down, I feel this pose immediately. So we want to relax the foot, drop the chin to the chest and bring the palms, just face them up and just come down to wherever your body allows you to go, and then it'll just stop somewhere, yeah? So you might feel a pull through the back of your hamstring here, or maybe you feel it more in the spine. Just use your breath here, and maybe you get a little deeper as the pose unfolds here, as the time goes by. So not trying to force anything, just kind of dipping down, relaxing the head and shoulders. And just let gravity do the work here for you. So without any effort, relax your belly and find that nice wave of breath here. So people like Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King recognized that the greatest harms come from our own aggressive minds. And they devoted their life to trying to get people to understand the truth of this. To not be confined within the prison of our own minds, and that we have the ability to change our thought. And when we change our thought, we can change the biology of our body. So give yourself permission to relax a little more here. Is there anything you're holding on to through the shoulders? Let the head hang. One more juicy minute here. Again, little check-in. Maybe you can find the next edge in your body where you could just relax a little bit more. Maybe the head drops down just 1 millimeter. Take 3 more breaths here. Last deep breath in, exhale to release. Slowly bring the head and shoulders up. So with this right leg, just take a moment with that to sit with it for a moment. This is our rebound pose. We're going to flip this leg around to come backwards. So take your right leg and bend the knee and have the right foot facing behind you, backwards. So the knees don't have to be together for this one, and if your ankle wants to kind of sit out like this and it feels okay, then that's all right. Depending on your ankle joint, making sure you can use some support if it's a little tender there, so just ensuring that you can double up the mat or grab something if you need to. And again, so knees don't have to be together, you can create a little bit of space between your legs. I'm just going to place the palms behind you, fingertips facing behind, so towards the back, and just lean back until you find a nice stretch there in the right quadricep. So you might stay up here and that's your pose for tonight. If you feel like you could go a little further down, then you could come to your elbows as long as your head is okay. Otherwise, if you have a pillow or a bolster, if your neck is tense here, then you don't want to come down. You can just walk your hands back further. Okay, the same kind of thing, and keep your head forward. If you want to come down onto your back, if your body allows you to do that, then you can lay all the way down. Not forcing anything, not comparing yourself to anybody else. It depends on your bones, so just work with what you have. Remember, as I mentioned at the start of the practice, it's not about aesthetically looking a certain way in these poses, it's feeling the target area. So feeling the stretch and being able to relax into it without creating more tension in your body. So if the muscles in your face are scrunched up or you're finding it difficult to breathe, then you're coming way too far into the posture. So we want to move out of that shape and find something a little different to suit you. So the knee must feel okay here, no sharpness. The neck must feel okay, so find a position. Close your eyes. So one of the ways that we can practice Bodhicitta is our yoga practice. Especially Yin Yoga, where we have the extra time, the extra space. We can start to recognize any stories or thoughts that might pop up during the times of silence or stillness. It's more about just acknowledging without being attached to any of those stories that the mind can create. Maybe one of your habits is comparing. Why can't my body get to that position, or why do I look like this and she looks like that? That's irrelevant. It's not important. What's important is developing the relationship with your own body. nourish your body with some nice deeper breaths here as we come to the end of this pose. So last few deep breaths. If you've come down, just use your elbows to slowly come up. If you're just back on your elbows, just very gently come out of that shape. Take a minute, a moment, extend your right leg forward. You might feel a little bit of sensation there in the knee joint. So just without moving again, we want to just allow the tissues to be in stillness again in that very yin-like way as we move out of the poses as well. You might want to take a little jiggle out now of the legs. Now we're keeping the right leg extended and we're crossing the left over. So this is our half shoelace pose as we did on the opposite. And again, just any extra bits there at the back, just get your glutes, shift them back so you have a little tilt forward of your pelvis. And again, we want to try and stack the knee on top of each other. Yeah, to the best of your ability, the foot's on the side. And again, we're just taking the chin towards the chest and relaxing the hands and just folding forward to your own degree here, finding that sensation through the back of the hamstrings or the spine or a bit of both. So nice deep breaths to start with as you kind of settle into that first edge that you find. Take a little movement through the shoulders, the upper body, let the head hang heavy. And your exhales will really encourage you to just find the edge there of the body where it just kind of stops and you settle into that space. You can also put your hands on top of your knee, even create some fists and then just rest your head down. Or if your body allows you to rest your head on your knee, you're all the way down in that position. Relax the right foot. So the legs are relaxed, your shoulders. Finding your breath. So Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King are considered to be warriors of Bodhicitta. The Bodhicitta says that we too can become warriors by using the tools that strengthen the heart and the mind. And these subtle practices like yoga, meditation, mindfulness, compassion, loving kindness, finding balance, equanimity. These are the tools and practices that nurture our capacity to rejoice, to let go, to shed a tear, to feel all of these different emotions, and to stay open to uncertainty and uncover the softness of Bodhicitta. And in this we find the tenderness in sorrow and the love in gratitude. back to your breath here if your mind is being distracted. Maybe soften into the upper body again and see if you can find the next edge in your body. Last few deeper breaths here. Taking one final in-breath and an exhale to open the mouth side out. Slowly bring the head and shoulders up. Take a moment. Don't know why, but that pose, that yin pose, is the most difficult for me. It's the strangest pose to be challenging, but again, everybody is different. We all feel it a little bit differently, so we need to adjust and be mindful of that. So now this left leg is going to turn around, so pointing the knee forward and the foot backwards. Remembering again, we can have that space between the legs and the ankle, just ensuring that that feels okay, finding any support you need. And again, it's just about leaning back. And so that is with the fingertips backwards. So you can just kind of relax into that shape, or finding the same position where you did on the other side. We're going for the sensation, the stretch in the quadriceps, so the front of the thigh. If you want to come down and lay down, or find a pillow or bolster if you have one. Again, we're not forcing ourselves into a shape, we're just feeling the sensation and finding the most relaxing shape in your body to get that sensation. Again, close your eyes, find a meditation in this pose, completely relaxed. And so the Buddha tells us to be able to find this inner strength and this awakened heart and mind. It is to be flexible and open, not attached to one way of thinking, one way of thought, one religion, one way of acting, concepts, beliefs. It is to be able to adjust, to be flexible within the mind. Breathe into your belly here. Soften your edges. Relax the muscles in your face. Last few breaths here. If you're all the way down, gently coming up, just slowly moving out of this pose wherever you are. Take a moment, extend your leg. And again, just find stillness there for a moment. Take a little movement through your legs. We're going to take a wide-legged stretch here. So either you can stay where you are on your mat or take it sideways on your mat. And just opening your legs as wide as they allow you to go. And again, we want a little pelvic tilt forward for this one, so grab any extra weight behind you. Set your bum a little further back and have a little tilt forward if you can. If you feel like you're just resting back here, you're rounding your spine. Bring your hands behind you and just give yourself a little push up, and you might want to just stay there with your hands behind you. Yeah. Otherwise, legs as wide as you can, and we're going to move forward in this pose. If you want to continue working through the neck and the shoulders, then you can stay up for this one, finding stretch in your inner thighs, and just continuing on that really light roll through the neck. Okay, just being really gentle. Spend some time there. So that's an option for you. Or even the shoulders. You can just keep that fluidity of movement through the shoulders, the neck. If you want to move a little deeper for your inner thighs, then you can start to melt yourself forward. Maybe your elbows come down. Maybe you just gradually get a little closer towards the earth. What we want to do here is relax the legs. Yeah? So you'll find naturally the thighs want to engage and the kneecaps shift up. So completely relax your legs and your feet and find that really passive version of this pose. Again, working with those edges. You can keep a little movement through your upper body, your neck. Or find stillness. Relax those shoulders. If you can't find too much of a forward bend in this pose, you might find over time, of course, your body opens, but just the time of the pose, you might find yourself just lightly drifting down a little more. Again, let gravity do the work for you. There's no destination. Enjoy the journey. Let yourself go. Trust your body. Take some moments in silence here, just listening to the music, of your own way, get out of the mind, and just be here for a couple of minutes. Taking our last few deeper breaths here. If you've got that movement, wave through the upper body, just continuing on where you are. Notice if you've softened or relieved any of that tension by keeping that movement, staying with it. Relax your shoulders a little bit more if you're in this forward shape. See if you can notice that next edge. Let's take 3 more breaths. Slowly come out of the pose wherever you are, mindfully, slowly. Start to move your legs together. You might feel like you're 108 years old. I do. That's okay, it's all part of the practice here. So just lying down on your spine now, finding almost a Shavasana position. So just take a lie down, lengthen out your legs, lower yourself down to the ground. I'm going to take a meditation seat for just the last part of this practice. If you feel like moving into a twist, you can take the legs from one side to the other, or if there's any other little movements that you want to do before you take the final relaxation. You could take a happy baby pose. Or just twist the spine from side to side. Or if you would like to come into a meditation seat, you can also do that. So we've just got our last couple of minutes here to let the body just relax and receive. So if you're there just on your back, just closing your eyes and letting your feet flop out to wherever they want to be. Your arms can be down by your side, or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly to find the rhythm of your breath here. Find the beat of your heart. Nurturing yourself and your body with some nice, deep, full breaths. Sweeping from the toes to the crown of the head. as we rejuvenate the cells in the body with this beautiful practice of Yin Yoga, allowing the body to relax, to rest, to digest. Just as we're receiving this message right now from this experience that every single one of us need to slow down, to stop doing and to be more. This is how we cultivate Bodhichitta, the awakened mind, by staying present to what is, not trying to run away from anything, and just being with ourselves and the moment-to-moment experience as life unfolds, as the uncertainty being open and flexible. Slowly bring a few nice deep breaths into your belly. Sigh it out through the mouth. Take 2 more of those. Nice in-breath through the nose, counting for 4. Pause and exhale. Sigh it out. And 1 more to fill up your cup. And exhale out. If you're down in Shavasana, twinkling your fingers and your toes, bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, finishing the practice with gratitude, appreciation for yourself, for the practice, for bringing you back home into your body. And then just roll over to the side and bring yourself up into a seat. Maintaining this softness, this lightness, this openness. Bring your palms to heart center. Bowing your head to your own heart, to your body. And as always, we ask that we can all live from a place of more love, more compassion, more flexibility and understanding. The light in me sees the light in you, and the teacher in me honors the teacher in you. Namaste. Thank you all beautifuls for practicing with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that class. Please, any feedback, comments, concerns, always welcome. Please comment below. And also, if there's anything else that you would like to see in these classes, please let me know and I will do my best to deliver for you. Any questions, please feel free to contact me. And stay yin. Have a nice evening, ladies. Have a good rest and sleep. And I'll see you next time.